Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. Hey ho, I found myself in a sticky sandwich, guys. I have lied to get myself into a position at work, and I'm out of my depth. I've tried to fake it until I make it, but I don't think I have the abilities to do this role. I'm worried about getting fired. What should I do, guys? I'm pretty sure we had a similar question when you were on last time, didn't we?
Very
And I
similar.
said, fake it till you make it.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
this the same guy?
Maybe.
No, I don't think so.
Someone
Do these
else.
chickens come home to roost?
We do occasionally
Well,
get like a repeat, don't we? It's like a similar one.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, because everyone has. But I just meant in general. I think when Brian was on, we had. I'm sure it sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
rings a
And
bell.
I told someone, fake it till you make it. It was someone
Yeah.
who got a new job. That's why I'm wondering if it's the same guy. Look, you just got to try your best. And if you're going to be fired, you're going to be fired. And you can't be like too upset about it because it's like, well, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Worst case is they fire you, right? Best case is nothing really changes and you're able to still do it. The medium case is that maybe they demote you to another position. My friend lied to get a manager position at a supermarket. He was like a general manager for like a month or two. He's never been a manager. And eventually they were like, you don't know what you're doing. And they demoted him to an assistant manager. But he was able to, kind of learn, and he's working and building himself back up. And maybe he could become a general manager again. It's you got your foot in the door, and now you just got to mitigate it the best you have and lie and do whatever you got to do to be successful. Or what you can do is start looking for another job in the same field and fucking do it again. And just keep lying and making that fucking money as much as you can.
I'm convinced there's people that do that because there's some people that have come into
100%.
management roles in my place, and I'm convinced I know more about the management than they do, and they disappear pretty quick and then move on.
Yeah, oh yeah, we had a guy, a little fucking short fellow, he come in. He managed to stay a full year, and like you would find him hiding behind pillars on his phone and that. And we thought on his breaks he would be on his phone, and they're like, he's looking for another job. They were like, so he came in and he was like supposed to be bringing in Africans, like his missus was African, and they could get them staff. So he was getting paid a lot of money as like a
liaison.
Yeah. And then they started getting the Filipinos in, so they didn't need him. And they were like, we want to drop your money. And he's like, no, you're not. Even though he wasn't doing anything. So they were like, well, we want to move you to a factory then, and you can earn the money you're doing now doing this job. He was over there for 2 weeks. He managed to get another job. And the Irish guy was like, go back to the fucking factory. So he had to come back to ours, and he had to wait out his fucking... But he knew he was going to get found out. He managed to get a year doing fucking nothing, and then as soon as they moved him, he was like, fuck, I need to jump ship. And he's now working at an ice cream factory, like doing the same job, getting the same money, but he doesn't know what he's fucking doing at all. Fucking clown.
And he'll just leave and go to another factory right after that.
I don't know how they do it. He must be the master of bullshit. Like, I'd love to learn how he does it. Fucking mental.
A lot of the time in interviews and stuff, they will take you just based on your previous experience. So you could say a load of shit, you could talk a load of bollocks, and if you blag it well enough in that interview, you will be able to convince them that you worked as a manager in another role, even though you've never done it at all. Like there's been everyone lies to a certain extent in job interviews, obviously to make yourself look better. But I know guys that I know a guy that's an absolute useless guy, like can't do anything, can't hold a job down because he never turns up. But I'm telling you, this guy bounces from job to job to job and has done more jobs than I've ever done in my entire life in a year. And he's always getting paid from here, there, and everywhere because obviously he's always between jobs. He gets in every job that he goes for, gets really good money, fucks it up within a month or two, and then he's on to the next one, and he lives his entire life through that.
That's fucking crazy, man.
And as
In-
far as
in
his
America,
as far
there
as
was
his
this-
mortgage company is concerned, he's working at Amazon 3 years ago, and he's been doing about 20 jobs since then.
In America, there's a thing where basically it was in the news. What people were doing is they were going to like a Wall Street firm of some sort, where with like an insurance company or whatever. They would start training, they would get a salary, and then they would immediately start applying for other jobs and saying, "This is my current salary. Can you beat it?" A company would beat it. They jump right over, and they would just do that, you know,
Makes
That's
and
sense.
fucking
get
crazy.
more money.
Yeah.
That's smart, but fucking hell, man, I couldn't handle that shit, and I'd like crumble.
My friend would train these people because he worked at one of these companies. He would train them, show them everything, and they were gone at a new company within 3 months.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. You couldn't do that in the UK, man. They'd just be like, "Nah, we'll just get someone cheaper." Don't
That's
worry about
why there's a lot of, with the engineering side in my work as well. They tie people into contracts, so they'll be like, "We'll pay for your next master's degree or whatever, but you have to be here for the next 4 years." They always
Yeah.
have to tie someone in, almost like
Yeah.
a fucking sports contract.
Yeah.
And that's the only way. That's the only way they can keep them. Otherwise, they know they'll do exactly that. They'll get their qualifications
Yeah.
and they'll be gone.
With the listener, I think like you try and like ask like your colleagues and that and try and pick it up. But like Brian says, like if you show yourself to be a good colleague, even if you don't know what you're doing, they'll just move you down. They'll keep you within the company,
Or move you
They
like
won't-
sideways into
Yeah,
another
yeah.
role.
and then they'll give you the chance to sort of like pick yourself up to get to the role you want. This is not necessarily just, you know, unless you're completely fucking useless in any. Like if they see no hope in whatsoever, you get fucking booted. But like most companies will try. Like when I worked at Bright House, I was doing the same job that I was in the co-op, but in the co-op I was badly trained. And then eventually they were like, "Oh, the store's so small, we don't need a deputy manager." So that's eventually what. But they tried to keep me in this. There wasn't anything there. So even then, they were trying their hardest to keep me within the company, even though they didn't want me to do the job anymore.
Mm.
So most companies aren't. I mean, me and Jamie moan about retail and stuff like that, but most companies aren't as heartless just to fucking boot you, even if you are shit at your job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also like, I don't know how it is in the UK, but in America, it's like there's unemployment insurance. So companies don't want to fire you, you know, because if they fire you, in America at least, they have to pay unemployment insurance, you know, because you need money.
Oh, really?
Fucking hell. I would just be a dick. Like if I want to leave, I'd just be like, fire me then. Just fucking fire me. Turn up late. How much? You know how much it is? Is it good money or is it shit money?
It's not a lot. It's not going to be comfortable. I mean, I got unemployment once. I don't know if I've told this story on my podcast before. I don't know if I've told it here, but long story short, I won a Super Bowl pool, and this guy stole all the prize winnings, and he took all the money and bought it on drugs. And I told him, if I don't have my money by this date, I'm kicking your ass.
Oh, yeah. You did say this before. I remember.
I've told the story, yeah.
Yeah.
So I beat the guy up. Long story. I dressed like a ninja, fought him, and then afterwards, I told my boss that I had dirt on the company and all this, and I pulled out a blank DVD, and I gave it to her and was like, "You can keep this. I have copies. I want you to give me unemployment." And when she let me go, she put it down as like a downsizing rather than like a fighting reason I was fired.
Right.
And I got $400 a week, which really isn't great, but you know, it was free money. It was money for nothing.
Yeah, that's not that bad though. Like that's more than you would get here. That's what, like £300 odd, something like that.
Yeah. I think here you'd get like 200 and something every 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's
Is
not a
what
lot.
unemployment is.
Okay, yeah, that's nothing.
When
Yeah.
I was on the job seekers, when I lost that Bright House job, I was on £77 a week that was paid every 2 weeks. So it was like
Yeah.
140. Yeah, it was fuck all. It didn't even cover my
Yeah.
fucking
Bills.
car payments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's how people will expect you to fucking live on that.
Because when people live on that, they don't have rent and stuff normally. They're
exactly,
living in paid accommodation.
And they just kept going
Yeah.
to me, "Oh, you've got good a CV. You'll be fine. You'll get a job in no time." Yeah, you can tell me that all you fucking like. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen, you dickhead. But yeah, no, like just make yourself like as long as you're trying, they'll notice that. And like everyone struggles when they first go into a job and stuff like that. And I mean, you'll be okay. And like say, Bri, if you're really that worried about it, start looking for a job now. That's what I would do.
Yeah,
in the background. Yeah.
Yeah. Just have yourself covered just in case. And
you don't have to take it, you know?
No, not at all. You just have to have the offer there.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
but you'll be all right. I know you'll be all right.